So this is specifically motivated for you if maybe you're a housemaid, or for some reason you're in a job where you feel that your job is not the fastest path to making big money. Maybe you're working in office cleaning services, or maybe you work in food service, or maybe you work part-time as a bartender or something where like you feel like your job is not setting you up to make a lot of money fast. Like if you're a housemaid, you're working in somebody's house and you have very limited time, even private to yourself, where you could do any kind of side hustle and try to make big money that way. So have no fear. There's a definite path for you to start a side hustle that makes big money over time. And in this video, I'm going to lay out the exact roadmap. So not every job is gonna be like some big corporate executive, where you're making six figures or you're making a lot of money very quickly. Um, but the thing is, if you play your cards right, even working whatever job you might be working, whatever, even the lowest paying job, if you play your cards right, you can chart your way to financial independence, financial freedom. But I will tell you this upfront, that that financial freedom is not necessarily going to come from you getting paid directly by your job. Because, for example, if say I'm a nanny or something like that, and I'm babysitting a couple kids, and maybe I'm doing this job out in the countryside somewhere that's really remote and where there's not a lot of people. Now I might be doing it for the local family that needs this help, like maybe the family is a bunch of school teachers, but since we're out in the countryside, maybe they're earning very little themselves compared to other teachers nationwide. So I'm not gonna be paid a lot of money at this job just because even my employer is not making a lot of money in the first place. So this is where you need to understand that uh, getting to make the really big money is not necessarily gonna come directly from me getting paid from the job. Like that's one thing you just need to get clear, so that you understand that. Now the role and the importance of your job is that every job is important. So do it to the very best of your ability and do it to be like the best in the world at it. Like that's step number one. And then step number two is, now in your spare time, now this is where you need to add something very special. You need to add this special sauce right here. So if you are a housemaid, this can be a little bit tricky because, for example, you might be working around the clock inside somebody's house, inside somebody's apartment as a living housemaid, or you live on an estate with a family and you're helping them. But maybe you do get the chance to go away for the weekend or one day a week or something like that. Or maybe you do get some time that you are free in some kind of maid's quarters or maid's room, where now you could actually work on a side hustle. So here's what I recommend: is you want, definitely, if you can, don't do this when you are right in the job space, because one, your employer is not gonna be very happy when they find out that you, as a housemaid, you also have a side hustle. So what I recommend is actually that you do this when you go away every weekend, that you go away, or that one day a week that you go away. Or if you are in food service, then at least you're not living at the place where you work, right? So in the evenings when you get back home, this is when you can do this, because you definitely need separate time away from your employer, where your employer and you are physically in different places. This way, they are not saying that, hey, your side hustle is interfering with your job. Never tell your employer that you're doing a side hustle, because I know how employers are, man. And I'll tell you, employers, sometimes they make things extremely difficult because they're trying to get the most from you as a worker, which is okay. But then the problem is when they now want to cut off your long-term potential, when you're just trying to do things that will set you up outside of work. So make sure that you do this stuff separate from your workspace. Go away like to your own house on the weekend, that one day a week that you are free, or evenings when you are back at home and you're completely free. And never mention to your employer you're doing a side hustle, because they will just pull you down and discourage you, and they might even fire you or threaten to fire you, right? But this is for your future, so keep it secret. Keep it secret. Okay, so what you need to do now is you need to realize that the path to the big money is you're going to be selling a product outside of your service job, far away from your service job. In the world of selling a product, the big short corporate executive that's earning a six-figure salary and the housemaid that's making a low salary, both are exactly the same, because it's all about your skill and about how much time you actually put and effort you actually put into selling a product. Because suppose if you are selling a bottle of makeup, there's not going to be any discrimination. The customer that's buying, let's say it's a 30-year-old lady that wants a bottle of makeup, as long as it's the exact same bottle that we are both selling in our e-commerce stores, she doesn't care if this store belongs to a housemaid that's working a low-paid job in somebody's house, or this store belongs to a hotshot executive that earns a big six-figure salary. Like, the product is exactly the same, and this is where your path to the big money is gonna be just as wide open as anybody else. In fact, if you put more effort and diligence into your product side hustle, you can make more money at the side hustle and do better in it than the people that are making more money than you at their day jobs. And if you can get your side hustle to be profitable faster, then you can go full time in your own side hustle faster and leave your job actually faster than the people that were making more money in their day jobs. So you're going to be selling a product. Now, as I say in my product side hustle model, there are three kinds of products you can sell. You can sell an e-commerce product, which is simply a product you put in an online store. That's a physical product, like a makeup line. It could be fashion, t-shirts, shirts, shoes. It could be computer equipment. It could be, let's say if I'm a housemaid and I've been taking care of babies, it could be like a baby's clothes, like a line of baby care clothes and baby care supplies, things like that, because these are maybe products that I know really well, and so I can pick out like the very best baby care products. So what you need to do is pick a product that you know a lot about. Like, don't just pick a product at random. Pick something that you have a ton of knowledge about. Now, so that's an e-commerce product. You could also do an information product, which is creating some kind of course or some kind of membership program. For example, you could create a course that shows other ladies how to get a housemaid job, like how to get a good housemaid job. How did you get the housemaid job in the first place? So this could be like literally, you could record a 2-hour course that shows them how to get a housemaid job easily and quickly in any of the big cities. Like, there are literally people that are unemployed, don't even have that job in the first place, that would be glad to get a housemaid job, and that will pay anywhere from $50 to $500 or more to buying a course to learn how to land a good housemaid job. And then you can give them tips for how to be a great housemaid, how to get along well with your employers, how to provide a great baby care service, how to how to do all your duties in a very good way. So you could literally train other prospective housemaids through your course. So those are the two types of products I recommend in that case, either an e-commerce product or an information product. Now, how you promote this? Now you can set up your storefront that sells this product really easily. For example, for the e-commerce product, you could be setting up a store on Etsy or on eBay, or if you don't have eBay in your country, you could be setting this up on something like Shopify or even WooCommerce. There's a free plugin, a free software called WooCommerce. You can set up your shop for free. And then you would probably use a dropshipping plugin. There are dropshipping plugins that allow you to sell the product from overseas and ship it anywhere around the world, and you don't pay anything because the supplier is paid by the customer when they order the product from your store. And then all you do is you fulfill the order and you ship the product, but you don't pay anything out of pocket, because when the buyer pays you, then you pay the supplier, and then you take the remaining as your profit, and then the supplier sends the product over to the buyer. And so you're literally making money without investing a single dollar of your own money. And as I said, the software for setting up your store is completely free. Same thing with info products, selling a course. You can host it online. You can put your course online for free on something like Dropbox or even on Patreon. You put your course there online for free, and that's how you get your product to the people. Now let's talk about how to actually get customers. Once you set this up, but you shouldn't wait to set this up first. In fact, you should start by this second step and then eventually set up the product. Now, the most important step, which is getting customers, what you want to do is you want to post some videos on YouTube every week, and you want to post some tweets on Twitter, and if you can, post also some posts on LinkedIn and Instagram. Those are 4 of the very best social media platforms. Social media posting is how you're gonna get customers. It won't happen overnight. It will take time. It might take 3 months of consistent posting before you start getting people that are interested in buying the product. Now your posts should talk about the product and what the product does. For example, if it's a course about how to be a housemaid, or how to get a food service job, or how to get the kind of job that you're doing, you could then be posting on social media about, these are some of my best tips for landing this job. This is how I got my own job in the first place. And that's what you could be posting online and posting on social media. And then you always want to link to the product so that people can actually go and buy the product if they feel like the product would help them. It will take time if you apply this formula, but if you apply it consistently alongside your full-time job, within something like 6 months, you should start getting a decent number of sales. And within something like 10 months, you should be able to make your first 10K in sales. And then after that, you can, if you keep on building this product side hustle, within by like the 24-month mark, you should be able, if you do it consistently, to get as far as 25K a month in product sales, which is the point where you're pretty much beyond financially independent, because that's a business doing well over $250,000 in annual revenue. So this roadmap is accessible even when you are working, a lower paid job, and you can actually do this and build your own product side hustle, and that's gonna be a roadmap that gets you to financial independence and big money in a very definite fashion. Now you can also grab some of my additional resources. The links will be in the description.